Today I want to talk to you about Antifa, BLM, and things that you need to be doing right now to prepare yourself for that which is coming. My name is Arthur, and I am the founder and CEO of Tackleberry Solutions, and we teach wartime tactics to citizens for civil defense purposes. And today, I kind of just wanted to talk to you directly about things that you're seeing already. You look at guys like Antifa and BLM, and you're just looking at them like, guys, you're about as tough as a wet paper bag. I mean, anybody that knows what the hell they're doing, an actual resistance force hits you, you're gonna cave. It's gonna be like a bull in a china shop. You're gonna fall down and break. So, why the hell are we afraid of this? Well, I'll tell you why we should be afraid of this. I want you to look back at another video that we did. We're going to put the link here for you. And that was the 6 steps to overthrowing a government the dirty way. And if you noticed in that video, I talked about utilizing gangs to come in and wreak havoc and to physically overthrow governments and take municipalities, like Chop, or is it Chaz, or is it Queerville? I'm not sure which. Anyways, taking these areas and then controlling the areas with the gangs, right? I specifically talked about that. Guys, I told you in that video, this is directly out of the CIA's playbook of clandestine operations of overthrowing a government. Where do you think I got it? All right? That's exactly what's happening. That is literally, and maybe it's not in the exact same order that I said, but it's what is going on right now. So what that tells us is there's somebody else, because you're looking at that process I talked about in the video. You don't want the guys doing the dirty work to really know what the hell they're doing, because you want it easier for your guys when they come in to walk right through them in this clean house, take over, and look like the saving grace. You know, you're the savior walking in and you're killing all these bad guys and these terrorists. So what the hell do we do about it? Well, as I've also pointed out in another video, time ain't just yet. People are simply not, it's just not got bad enough yet. And it's obviously about to get a hell of a lot worse. I mean, now you've got guys talking about taking sexual reparations from white women. You've got guys talking about doing the same crap that they were doing in South Africa like a couple of years, I think it's 2 years ago. And guys, if you're not familiar with what happened in South Africa 2 years ago, they were literally, the black population was attacking the white population, going in and murdering farmers and their families and taking their farms, taking their businesses, and just claiming what they wanted, and nobody was stopping them. So same thing is now being whispered and talked about within the BLM. Also, we've also looked back at history. Every time we start tearing down monuments, it goes what other people have called the shout, shove, shoot method. Well, that's at the shoving method, and we're seeing that confrontation now. So what that means comes next is the attack on anyone that they don't like, i.e. people like you and me. So what can we do to prepare ourselves? And I talked in another video about the haves and the have-nots and what makes you that commander. So again, if you're watching the video, you're probably going to be a commander. So you got to start thinking outside the box. And this is where I want to really go with this video, is where you need to start thinking. Guys, if you haven't already designed your outer perimeter, you should have done that a long time ago. If you haven't already started building your outer perimeter, again, you're behind the power curve. So now is where you need to know where your TCPs are, your roadblocks are going to be. You may not actually enforce those just yet, but building that outer perimeter with a fence and maybe the barbed wire or something of that nature is exactly what you need to be doing right now, is stringing wire. The other thing you need to be doing is trying to acquire things that you can still get now that you will definitely not be able to get later. And I want you to start thinking in a wartime mindset. Stop thinking about, well, I can't do this, it's illegal. I can't build improvised explosives. I just can't have a frag. That's 10 years in prison and a federal $10,000 fine. Yeah, if you get caught. Also, what the hell is it going to matter in 6 months? Because in 6 months, you're not going to be able to find the pieces to build that, for starters. And secondly, in 6 months, that ain't going to be illegal anymore, guys, because we're going to be at warfare. When you're in war, all bets are off. You heard the old saying, everything is fair in love and war. They mean it. So now's the time for you to start getting that list of stuff. And remember, it's not illegal until it's put together. So if you just happen to have some galvanized pipe and caps laying around, some PVC pipe, dowel rods, cannon fuse, 14 gauge electrical wire, light bulbs, gunpowder, copious amounts of gunpowder, and even more gunpowder, it's not illegal until you start putting all these things together. Some cake pans, some bolts and screws, some tripwires, clothespins, stuff like that. If you've read our improvised explosives manual, you're going, yep, I know exactly what all that stuff's used for. I know exactly where you're going with this. If you haven't read our manual, might I recommend it? Buy the books? Anyways, it's going to help you literally step by step put these things together. Either which way, we're going to put a link to a PDF at the bottom of this video so that you can just download a video or the PDF. We're not going to ask for your email or any of that crap. Just download the PDF, print it off, and it's going to be a list of all the stuff that we mentioned in this video and other things that I forgot that are things you're going to want to get. And it's going to help you down the road. So let's look at some other things you're going to probably want. Bug spray is a big one. Bug spray, citronella candles, AA batteries, AAA batteries, 123 batteries, and the 2032 batteries, because all those, our optics use 123s and 2032s and AA's. So, and some of them use AAA's. Other things you might want to consider is hygiene items. Toothpaste, toothbrush, soap, and most of you are probably going, yeah, I already got that covered, brother. Well, okay, what about cots? Mosquito nets, the poles to hold the mosquito nets on the cots. Military cots are designed a specific way. They've got holes in each corner, and that's for the poles to go in, and you drape over your mosquito net. Now, you just put a tarp over the top of that, voila, you got a hooch. Now, if you've got guys coming to you, especially when you've got guys that are having to flee and coming out of these cities, they're going to push right into the country or into the suburbs where you guys are. Where do you think these guys are going to sleep? In your house? With you and your family? Nah, man. You're the commander. You thought all this out. Brother, here's the cot, mosquito net and poles, tarp. Have a great day. Do not leave my property with it. Simple as that. Now they've got somewhere to stay. Somewhere to their gear, and everybody can kind of get in off the ground. It can have a fairly cool night's sleep without the mosquitoes harassing them. And if it rains, their gear's up and off the ground, so it's not getting all muddy and wet. But they're not totally out in the exposure, and they're not getting ate alive by mosquitoes. Because those guys are it's going to be sucking for them. Other things you might want to think about. I mentioned earlier about gasoline. Absolutely. Stockpile as much of that crap as you can get. Chapstick, medical things are something you guys want to really consider. So every day, man, of course you guys are going to stockpile tourniquets, quick clot, and gauze bandaging, occlusive dressings. That's cool and all. But again, if you had read our medical book, you would learn that the really stuff that you use most of the time is crap for like dehydration. So salt, sugar, water, because you're going to need to make your own IVs, which we talk about in that manual. And you're going to want Pepto-Bismol. You're going to want laxative. You're going to want Benadryl. You're going to want aspirin, ibuprofen, Tylenol, etc., etc., etc. Everyday medications that you just simply don't think about until you got a headache, or you've got you're having an allergic reaction to an ant bite or whatever. Then is when you start thinking about those things, right? Not before then. So if you have a couple hundred, you're not going to hand 500 pills of aspirin to somebody. Here, I'm going to trade you a bottle of 500 pills of aspirin. Because at that point, how much is that aspirin worth? 500 pill bottle of aspirin is worth like their freaking firstborn child. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get a bunch of little baggies, my little dope baggies. Yeah, that's right, or just some sandwich bags. I'll put about 5 or 10 aspirins in there, tie it off. Here you go, brother. That'll be 5 bullets. Thank you. Have a great day. So do you want to be the guy paying the 5 bullets or the guy giving them 5 aspirin? Who really wins out in that situation? And if you've got a freaking throbbing, pounding headache, or you're a heart patient or something of that nature and you need a blood thinner, and an aspirin is a platelet inhibitor, I'd pay that 5 bullets so freaking fast. 5 bullets. Pop, 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 pop. Here you go, brother. Thanks. Little stuff like this is going to be things you're going to want to keep on hand. Schooling supplies. Education can't stop, guys. You can't just go, well, sorry, kids, you're not going to school today. That's right, run around the house and drive us all crazy while we're on guard. No, you're going to have to continue to do schooling. And especially if you're a commander, other guys show up with their kids and you're like, wait a minute, you guys are doing the schooling? That's right, your wife's going to be a teacher. Get over here. So having books on hand for children of all different ages is a solid idea. And usually they're easy to acquire. Another thing, pencil, paper, markers, pens, these kinds of things you're going to need too. If you haven't already established your commo system, having radios on hand, I've probably got 6 radios just stacked up, ready to go. And I wish I had more. Unfortunately, they're getting hard to find. You can't get them on Amazon anymore, but you can find them at Radio Diddy. So having your commo system and an excess commo system is a solid idea. You guys need to start thinking about that, and you need to start stocking things up, because when that time comes, as I've said before, you want to be a have, not a have-not. Thank you guys very much for watching. Y'all have a great day.